The new Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer and Magic Star Setting Powder. How do they perform on mature skin? I must admit, when these two products were launched, they weren't even on my radar. I am not one who has gravitated a lot to the Jeffree Star Cosmetics line. I've tried his liquid lip, absolutely love it, but some of the other products I sort of have felt weren't in my wheelhouse. However, I had been hearing some fabulous things about these two products, especially on mature skin. And I do have to say, the packaging on this concealer is a piece of art. I just think that is beautiful. Okay, some facts about these products. The Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer is 3.5 milliliters, is cruelty-free, fragrance-free, and is vegan. It is full coverage and has a matte finish. And it is a liquid formula with a doe foot applicator. Now the concealer as well as the powder both retail for US $22, but as I said, is only 3.5 milliliters of concealer in the concealer, and you are getting 10 grams of product in the powder. It comes with a wee sifter in the top, and I just sort of take whatever is in the lid to use the product. The concealer comes in 23 colours and 2 colour correcting colours. The powder comes in 8 different colours, and the colour that I have is Topaz. The colour in the concealer I have is C9, and both retail for $22 US. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you me applying the concealer and the powder, and then I will come in and do some checks during the day, come into the evening before I'm ready to wash my makeup off and give you my final thoughts. So I have the concealer in C9 and I have the powder in Topaz. I have primed and put foundation on my skin, and we're going to go in with our under eyes with the concealer. Now this has a doe foot applicator, and I'm just going to pop that on like that, and with my damp beauty sponge I'm just going to blend that in. And then I'm just going to buff that in with my Kat Von D concealer brush. A little bit more than the norm of what I would do with a concealer, but I just want to see how well I can cover my dark circles without it looking cakey. So that's the concealer. Now I have been setting my eyes with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder for my under eyes, but today I will use the Jeffree Star Magic Star Setting Powder. Now I have my little wee cheap version of the Wayne Goss No. 2 brush, and it's the little small tapered blush brush from e.l.f. and I do like this for under my eyes. It's lovely and soft and very affordable. And I'll just lightly tap that under the eye with the brush. I'm not a fan of a lot of powder under my eyes because I really don't need to draw attention to the dryness and crepiness under my eyes. So that's just setting that. Now I just sort of tipped a little bit of the powder into the lid, tapped my brush in very lightly and then patted that under the eyes. I'm now going to take my Lumia powder brush and I'm just going to tap that in the powder and then take it into the lid and just press that in over my foundation to set. Now I found this is the best way for the powder on my skin. I've tried using it with a damp sponge to set my powder puff, and it actually just makes my skin quite cakey. And a couple of times this week when I've used it, I've washed my face and started again with my foundation. The Huda Beauty powder I love with my velour powder puff, and I get a beautiful smooth finish. So I find the best application for the Jeffree Star powder is to just lightly tap in with a big powder brush. So that is my concealer done and set under the eyes, and then I've used the powder all over my face to set my foundation. Okay guys, a quick update on the powder and concealer. The concealer is still looking okay. I am going to pat it a little bit. I have used it during the week with the Huda powder, and I have to say I think I like that just a little bit more. I don't have to feel like I patted it after a few hours, and as you can see I have got shine on with the setting powder, which does confirm to me what I have discovered during the week, that I do like the Huda powder just a little bit better for my oily skin. So I'm just touching up again with the Jeffree Star powder, and this is where I can start looking cakey too. But I have found during the week that I've been using it that I have looked cakey sometimes at the beginning of the day, but I was definitely looking shiny there. That looks a little bit better. It does have a smell to it like home baking biscuits, I believe. So it does still have a scent to it, definitely not as strong as the Huda one. So that's a wee update. I've had this on for a couple of hours now. I have had to touch up the setting powder, but the concealer for my mature under eyes is looking rather good. Right, so what do I think of these two products? Now, I have to say I really like the concealer. I do believe that this is very mature, girl friendly. I have to put it up there with my top 2 or 3 concealers. There is one other concealer that I probably like just as much, which is the Derma Blend concealer, but this is fabulous for under the eye, and for a affordable option I also like the Maybelline Fit Me as well. But this is full coverage. You don't need to use that much. I used more today than I have been using during the week. I do think that for myself it wears better when I use the Huda Beauty setting powder. I just find this is more finely milled from my point of view, and these two in combination are just magic for me. I've been wearing that combination every day this week for work, and I have been happy every day with my under eye situation, which I couldn't have said prior to that. I am always sort of inside internally bitching about the way my eyes look during the day. But this week I have had good under eyes. And as far as the setting powder goes, this will be going to my daughter to use. I'm not going to persevere with it. I've tried it most days this week. I don't like it really as a setting powder. It sometimes in the morning has looked quite cakey on me and has really ruined my foundation. Definitely not with a powder puff or with a damp beauty sponge. It is much better applied for me for a flawless finish with a powder brush, and it does look good when I apply it as a setting powder with a powder brush. But as you saw in my checkups, I did have to touch up because I got a shine on, and it didn't take me very long to get a shine on, and I'm very conscious of looking too dewy because I've spent my whole life as a very oily girl, and any dew, any luminosity like that just sort of gives me anxious vibes, and I definitely like to look more silky and matte than that. So yes, I think it does look lovely with a powder brush, but I don't want to be touching up my powder during the day. I definitely don't need to do that with this Huda. The Huda Beauty powder on me looks as fabulous at 5 o'clock as what it does when I leave for work at 7:45 in the morning. So I'll be sticking to the Huda, and my daughter will be getting the setting powder. I'm not saying it's bad powder, it just doesn't play nicely with my oily skin, so I won't be using that. But I absolutely give a 10 out of 10 for the concealer, and some of those points go for the packaging. I am a sucker for packaging. I would really love to know your feedback on whether you've tried these. I think $22 for a concealer is a reasonable price. I'm okay with that. The fact that it's got less product, I'm still okay with that, because it takes me an age to get through my concealers. I'm using some that I don't want to use on my under eyes as eye primers, and that uses even less again. So I seem to have a constant supply of concealers. So I'm actually quite happy it comes in a small amount, because I will feel better about getting through it in more of a timely matter for me. I don't go ham. I don't do this whole concealer all over my face thing. I only use a little bit, so this size is perfect for me. I would love to hear your comments on if you've tried it and what you think, and I'd like to hear from anyone if this works for them, and is there another way that you've used it that maybe I haven't tried that may make it an option for me, maybe. If you enjoyed that, guys, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos. I hope you've all had a beautiful and a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. See you later, guys. Bye.